Dear students, today we are going to discuss about the important characteristics of D block elements. So along with the important characteristics, let me start with the introduction about the D block elements. D block elements are situated in the periodic table between S and P block elements. Okay, there are three rows present in the D block elements, and there are 10 columns are present in the periodic table. Okay, among them we are going to discuss about the scandium group. That is, the scandium group is between scandium to zinc. Okay, let me continue the introduction. There are three series of elements are formed by filling 3d, 4d and 5d shells of electrons. Together these comprise the D block elements. They are often called transition elements because their position in the periodic table is between the S and P block elements. Okay, then let us come to the metallic characters of these D block elements. All the metals in the D block elements are particularly metals. Therefore, they are the good conductors of electricity and heat and have the metallic luster, and they are hard and quite strong. Then also they are also possessing ductile in nature. They also forms alloys with the other metals. Then let us come to the variable oxidation state. The general electronic configurations of the D block elements is D 1 to 10. Then for all the D block elements, the S electron configuration is 2. Okay, therefore it will be generalized into n minus 1. N means principal quantum number, n minus 1 D and ns 2. Okay, so from for scandium to zinc, the electronic configuration will be coming as follows: 3d 1 to 10 and 4s2. Say for example, for scandium it will be 3d1 4s2. For vanadium it will be 3d3 s2. But for chromium we may expect 3d4 and 4s2, but it is not like that. It will be like 3d5 and 4s1. The two electrons present in the 4s level will be shifted into 3d orbital in order to fill the electronic configuration as the partially filled, in order to give the partially filled d orbitals. So that's why it is looking like that. Then let us move on to the copper, because the chromium is the element which is present just before the manganese. So likewise copper is also present just before the zinc. Therefore we may expect, or we may apply the same rule which was followed in the chromium. Okay, therefore we may expect the copper, the electronic configuration for copper is D9s2, but it is not like that. It will also follow the order which was followed in the chromium. Therefore 3d10 and 4s1. The electron present in the s orbital, the two electrons present in the s orbital will be shifted into the 3d9 configuration. Therefore one electron will be added, therefore it will become 3d10. Okay, so this is the so that's all about the electronic configuration of the D block elements. Then now we are going to move on the variable oxidation states of the D block elements. One of the striking features of the transition elements is that the elements usually exist in several different oxidation states. Okay, now let us concentrate on only scandium to zinc. Okay, that first group. Okay, in that variable oxidation state, among scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc 2+, manganese and chromium are possessing maximum 6 variable oxidation states. Okay, for chromium there are chromium +1, chromium 2+, chromium 3+, chromium 4+, chromium 5+, and chromium 6+. But for manganese, it is also possessing 6 variable oxidation states, but it is starting from manganese 2 plus and it is going on to up to manganese 7 plus. Okay, 2 plus, 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, 6 plus and 7 plus. Okay, so among the from scandium to zinc, zinc is the only element which is having only one oxidation state. It is not having any other variable oxidation state, therefore it is possessing only one zinc 2 plus oxidation state. Scandium is possessing scandium 2 plus and scandium 3 plus. Okay, then now let's move on to the electronic configuration of the D block element. Then size of the atoms and ions. As you know, in the periodic table, when we move from left to right, okay, when you move from left to right, the ionic radius or atomic radius must be decreasing. Okay, you normally expect that, sir, why it is decreasing instead of increasing? Because when the atomic number increases, the addition of electrons is also increases. If the addition of electron is also increases, then what is the reason behind for the decreasing? Because then, dear friends, there is the reason. What is the reason? Means the incoming electrons, because as you know, in the electronic configuration, why it is called D block elements means the electrons are coming and added in the d orbital itself. Okay, therefore the electrons are added in the d orbitals itself as the effective nuclear charge increases. If the effective nuclear charge increases, then there will be no way all the electrons are added in the same orbital itself. Therefore, no way all the electrons, all the incoming electrons are attracted more effectively by the successive increased nuclear charge. Therefore, no electron can escape from the effective nuclear charge. Okay, suppose if the ninth electron is coming, then that ninth electron is powerfully attracted by the increased nuclear charge, that is increased proton. Okay, that protons are responsible for the increased nuclear charge. Therefore, no way the decreasing of the size of the ion or atom of the D block elements from the increasing. Okay, the formation of the complexes by D block elements. The transition elements have an unparalleled tendency to form coordination compounds with bases, that is, with the groups which are able to donate an electron pairs. These groups are called ligands. As you know, a ligand may be a neutral molecule or an ion or a simply atom. Okay, so almost all the metal atoms and the D block elements will be surely forming the complexes.